When it comes to racing, Tori Knutson is always all in. That mindset served her well as she rose through the ranks, but it's been an essential part of the Monticello, Minnesota native's rookie season in a 410 sprint car. Her story is the focus of tonight's Inside Track, presented by Dakota Speedway. While most people spend years considering a professional direction, some figure it out quickly. Tori Knutson could trace back to the moment she discovered her greatest passion.
While going to the races with my dad, he parked next to a sprint car team, and I got my first look at a sprint car, and I said, "Dad, I want to race one of those one day."
I kind of laughed the first time around, but about the 100th time on the way home that night, I knew I was in trouble.
My sights have been set on 410 sprint car racing literally ever since that point.
Tori started on a much smaller scale, running her first go-kart race when she was 4 years old. From there, it was on to winged carts and then micro sprints, steps that featured multiple track championships. Then in 2011, at the age of 16, she jumped up to a 360 sprint car. That went well too, with Knutson claiming Rookie of the Year honors at Minnesota's Arlington Raceway. As crew chief, Knutson's father, David, has had a front row seat since the beginning. And while he's enjoyed the potential his daughter has shown on the track, it was something else that helped convince him this was a dream worth chasing.
There's always the proud dad factor, but when we show up and she has the proper attitude, and I'm thankful all my kids are competitive and understanding, of the situations they're in, and thankful for that. But the demeanor, the attitude, the willingness to learn and listen to others, not only myself, was really critical in my decision to say, we'll continue to roll with this.
As Tori's skill set has improved behind the wheel, so too has the relationship between driver and mechanic.
That's been a little bit of a learning curve, but it's been cool to be with him throughout this whole time and know that he's understanding what I'm trying to relay to him, and I have a good understanding now after 21 years of what he's trying to tell me. The communication is always there. It's
pretty open, to say the least, and it would need to be irregardless of who the driver would be or who the mechanic would be. If there isn't good communication, you're in trouble to start. And I think, unlike any other father-daughter or father-son combination, there's times we butt heads, but it's all good. I can't put it any other way. We wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't, have a mutual respect for each other.
That's been especially important in 2020, as Tori is finally realizing her lifelong dream. But the Knutsons haven't exactly aimed small in this first full season in a 410 sprint car. In addition to appearances in high-profile events at Park Jefferson International Speedway and Jackson Motorplex, Tori is competing weekly at Knoxville Raceway. For the time being, the 14K team is keeping expectations to a minimum, opting instead to just soak up the experience.
To go to Knoxville and run a track weekly, kind of get into a groove, a setting that we're familiar with will be helpful. The learning curve will be significant. It's sink or swim. Either swim and learn or sink and go away. And that's what Knoxville will teach us. It's how to get better.
You might not be where you want to be right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't get there, but you got to start somewhere to get there. It can be really intimidating lining up to guys like Aaron Reitzel and Donnie Schatz and Kyle Larson. Literally the best of the best. It's easy to feel like you're out of place or maybe just plain not good enough to be there racing with them. But they started somewhere too, so I'm just trying to take everything I can and learn from these guys and just get better every time I hit the track.
All right, that is our time for this week. For Brian Shaw and our producer Levi Vanderwatty and the rest of our crew, I'm Jay Elsen. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next Wednesday night for another episode of Midco Motorsports.